Christian singles. I have some new comic reviews, and as usual, they're brought to you by my own self-published works. This is the short horror novella, Caprice and Other Stories, featuring 4 short horror stories, one of which, of course, is the source of the short film that was based on it. It's available on Lulu.com. Also, the Red Knight comic book is out. They're only $3 a pop. Issue 3 is about to come out. And don't forget, I have the Red Knight cover art contest still going on, and it's up. The deadline is February 1st. If you have any questions, please check out the video below. I'm going to post a link explaining all the details. Now, let's get on to comic reviews. And first off, we're going to go with Batwoman number 5. And first off, before I go into this, any detail into this issue, check out J.H. Williams the Third and Hayden Blackman's art on the cover. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. This cover really did knock me out when I saw it. Just the detail in it was just stunning. Just really beautiful. This is something you get. This kind of detail you get in, maybe an Alex Ross poster or something like that, something special. I mean, this is just some cover for the comic. Wow, it is absolutely beautiful. This is the final part of the Weeping Woman storyline, and Batwoman is confronting her pretty much at the beginning of this issue, and it's of course framed as usual. The way he does it is just magnificent. The showdown. It's basically mainly a psychic showdown, really, between the force of wills and the pain that both these women have being used against each other. I mean, good Lord, what beautiful, beautiful sequence. And of course, Batwoman's big pain of her arch nemesis, Alice, who is dead. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, whatever. I don't buy villains falling out of planes into the ocean is dead. Come on. She'll be back. I don't care how much they say she's dead. Anyway, at the end, she's confronted by Agent Chase and her boss, Mr. Bones. She should have heard them coming. I mean, every time Mr. Bones walks, you hear that xylophone music. But anyway, they make her a deal, and oh boy. This is getting very, very interesting. Hey, it was already very interesting. This is actually one of the best books DC is doing right now. I don't know. Actually, the other competitor for best book at DC is probably Snyder's Batman. I think so highly of this, actually. This is 5 RAM chips. And if you're not buying this, what's wrong with you? If you're buying all 6 Batman books, or 12 Batman, how many Batman books they're doing? Like 4 or 5. They all can't be this good. That's ridiculous. You can drop The Dark Knight, you can drop Batman and Robin, you can drop Detective Comics. This is fantastic. You won't regret it. Go back and pick up all the issues. 5 RAM chips. I Vampire! Now, and this is Joshua Folkov and Andrea Sorrento. And this is an interesting case of a book getting better with each and every issue. I liked the first issue, and I decided to keep reading. And I noticed with every progressive, I noticed with every issue, the book just got better. And this is, no doubt, I mean, probably the best issue I've seen so far out of, this is issue 4, by the way. Anyway, Andrew Bennett, the vampire, is heading towards Gotham City to head off at the pass his ex-lover Mary, she has started an army of the undead, and she's out to take over the world. She thinks vampires actually should be the big bosses, not all these fucking superheroes and humans. Fuck them. So they're heading to Gotham to lay waste to that town. I don't know if there's anybody there who can stop them. I don't know, but thank God Bennett's on the case. And he is heading with a couple of his cohorts. One of them is this girl he picked up, this teenage girl who fancies herself as a vampire hunter. Anyway, while he's out getting a drink, he runs into sort of a rednecky vampire And they have a chat, and it unfortunately influences the guy to become kind of a danger. And he runs into none other than him and Constantine at a bar. Constantine is also looking into things going on. Redneck vampire, boo-boo-doo-boo! There is one minor nitpick I have with this issue is the connection that Andrew finds he has him with this vampire guy is a little contrived, but other than that, very good issue. The art is just beautiful. I love all the muted colors Sorrento puts in this book. Lots of fun, you know. And since this made the cut and it didn't get canceled in those first 6 books, ha ha ha! All you fans who said this was some Twilight knockoff and it was going to be first to be canceled, it survived, motherfucker. At least the first few issues. We'll see if it goes the whole year. I highly recommend this. I think it's very good. It's maybe not American Vampire good, but it's very, very good. I'm going to give it 5 ramp chips. Now let's go to Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing. Speaking of Scott Snyder. And let's see, Yannick Bequet is back. And let's see, we still got a lot of like setup here. We got the we got him and Abby looking for William, who is apparently the newest recipient of the power of the Rot, which is part of her family, the Arcane family. And he, of course, is the family of the Green. So they're out to stop this kid who is really horrible and really awful. The way he uses his powers is actually quite disturbing to see the way he melds dead things together. And you do get the feeling like if this was a live-action film, just the sounds these things would be making would be terrible. And wow, what a great sequence of the confrontation. When you thought, oh boy, is this going to be another 15 issues where they run into each other? And then they run into each other. It's thankfully that happened. Makes for some really exciting stuff here. And I don't want to give too much away, but what seems like a good thing may actually turn out to be a bad thing. I'll let the issue explain to you as you read it. But this is issue 5 of Swamp Thing. Loved it a lot. This is 5 ramp chips. Actually, I was beginning to think the book was starting to lose me last issue, because I was beginning to think, oh, geez, is this going anywhere? But now it's going somewhere. Like, whew, okay, good. Good shit. Now, let's go to New Avengers number 20. This is Brian Michael Bendis and Mike Deodato. Now, last we met our New Avengers, they were going to save the day, but they were rerouted by accident somewhere else. And then when they finally got there, it was all over, and Norman Osborn's band of bastards saved the day before they get a chance to. So, what's the thing they do? Well, Luke Cage sets a battle in place, which probably maybe wasn't such a good idea, frankly. We still got a whole, like, disaster recovering over here. Why? This is probably not the best time to bring out the big guns and have a huge fucking fight, which they do. Very exciting stuff. Norman Osborn pulls a little bit he did in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie on Luke Cage. Man, him and Luke Cage are really fucking hating each other over the last couple of years. Also, speaking of Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Mrs. Luke Cage, she has some ominous favor she wants Squirrel Girl to help her out with, which has me worried for the character. And let's see, our heroes retreat, everything gets all fucked up, they go back home, and then they're attacked once they get back to base. Lots of exciting stuff. Not too much happens besides, you know, the big, you know, to-do, but very good. I'm going to give this 4 ramp chips. Now, these are, if you notice, are last week's comics. I've just been too busy to read this week's new comics, so actually I've read this one. I'll give a review on that later. And I've read this one. I'll review that next time. Spoiler, it's really good. And then I'll read these 3 and tell you what I think. Until next time, push the button, Lindsay.